Hey, this is Pastor Curry, pastor of the Zion Fair Baptist Church, Wilmington's most exciting church, the church that love ya and anything you can do about it. Today with Coffee with Curry, I got a special treat for you all. In Delaware, someone just snuck up in here and are doing a phenomenal job with some young people. It's called Olympus Academy. Now, if I got it wrong, they're going to correct me. But let me tell you, it's an outstanding program. These young brothers, and as well as the director, have been even coming to church on Sunday. So that means they understand the necessity of having God in their life as well. I'm excited about this new academy that is here in Delaware now, and I want you to join me in that excitement. Why don't you call somebody real quickly? Tell them Coffee with Curry is on, and let's get after it.
Good morning, Delaware and surrounding areas. You are now tuned in to this week's Coffee with Curry. Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. with new guests every week. So grab your cup of coffee and join us on Coffee with Curry.
And we're back. I'm so excited about you being here today. I forgot to even introduce your name, but Jamaal, as I call you, but you're Jamaal Womack. And I am just glad that you're here in the city. You said you've been with us, been around. How long has the Academy been in Delaware or in Wilmington?
Since September.
Since September.
Yeah, 2023.
Okay. So tell me, before we get into the Academy, the director, we want to know about you a little bit. Where you from? What's going on?
Well, I'm from the Bronx, New York,
okay.
Birthplace of hip hop. Actually, the block where they say hip hop was created, there's a lot of debate with that.
Yeah.
Cedric Avenue. Born and raised there. Grew up with my aunt. My aunt and my uncle took me in. My mom's, she struggled with some things early on, but thankful to God, she's beat those struggles.
Amen.
And came through with it. But my aunt and uncle raised me well. I was a member of the Boy Scout of Harlem. Singing
really?
Group, that traveled.
What years were you?
I was in the Boy Scout of Harlem from 1991 until 2003.
So when they came to Lincoln, you were in that choir then?
What year was that?
I think it was in 92. Because it was my senior year.
Oh, Lincoln College.
Lincoln University.
In PA.
Yeah, Lincoln University.
Lincoln University. University. Yeah, I don't want to get anybody upset right there.
Yeah, I almost got upset.
Yeah, I know the coach actually right there now, the basketball coach. Yeah, so I was in Lincoln. I was a young kid there.
Yes.
I joined the choir young. Was blessed to travel and sing, travel the world, see the world. Taught me a lot of what I teach our young men now in discipline, because having a disciplined schedule at the age of 7 through 15, 16, it really sets you up for life to be taken that way. But I got the basketball bug my sophomore year in high school. And
wait a minute, you got the basketball? Were you 5'1"?
I'm 5'8" now. I probably was 5'1" when I got the bug.
No, but I'm just saying. I say it as a joke because they're only the tall people. You got one brother who's part of your crew. He's about 17 feet tall. Yeah, he's about 17 feet tall. So they automatically think he can play, but he could be Manute Bol, though. We don't know. But can he play? By the way,
He could play.
Yeah, you just saying that. We
can see.
Y'all were at the gym this week, so I didn't get a chance to get over there. But I'm gonna get over there and see if he can play because he is tall. I mean, he got up one Sunday. Y'all were in church and he got up. I had to look up at him like I was looking up to the Lord. But I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just thought, that would be a great moment to just throw that in there about you being.
Yeah, I'm super short, but that's the greatest thing. All the time in college, I'll be walking with my team and we'll get to the airplane and the pilot or the stewardess will be like, "Oh, you play basketball? You must be one of the best players." That's 6'8", 6'9", and I'm 5'8". Like, no, I'm the leading scorer actually. I'm the point guard. So, but I got the basketball bug. I like playing basketball. I transferred to a private school, Our Savior Lutheran in the Bronx.
Okay.
I played there for 2 years. Was blessed to get a scholarship to St. Francis College in Brooklyn.
Oh, excellent.
I played at St. Francis for 4 years. Ended up being really home for me because a little bit about my story. When I came back, I went to Europe and played professionally in Italy and Finland. After Italy, I just missed home, missed my family.
Right.
So I decided to come back home, and St. Francis, offered me a job, and I was at St. Francis Brooklyn for the last 11 years in 3 different positions. One as the resident director, and it all kind of ties into what I do at Olympus.
Okay.
Right? Resident director, in charge of the kids in the dormitory, making sure they're safe, making sure they have activities. Then I moved to being an assistant men's basketball coach for 9 years with the team. We had some very good seasons, one of the best seasons in school history, my second year coaching. And then the last 2 years at St. Francis, I moved up to assistant athletic director.
Excellent.
We're kind of all tied in everything that
Excellent.
was a part of the kids, not just the sports, what they do after, before they graduate, what they do after they graduate, and then also the sport aspect and like the facilities and the game management and all those different things. The 11 years of St. Francis it actually did prepare me for what God had planned for me, was to come and work with the people at Olympus and kind of rebuild and rejuvenate the program. And so that's how I am today. That's my story in a nutshell. And just excited, like you said earlier, to be in Delaware. You guys in the Delaware community have been so embraced us since we came here.
Yeah, well, honestly, you said that's your story, but that's a powerful story. I listened, and I'm always listening to those who I'm interviewing to just get a feel for where they've come and the trajectory of their life. You have really blessed us just in the short time that you've been on the show. And for those who are watching us, to know that you didn't come from a perfect background, to know that you had struggles in your life, whether it be other members of your family, but you love your family. And for you to be able to give back to the level that you're giving speaks to we all can rebound. And I think that's just awesome. So never discount your story, because and even, it's funny because your story is a story of catching up and superseding. I say that only because even with your height, we were joking about that. You're supposed to be a certain height in order to play basketball, but you were able to catch up and supersede, do well on the court, do well in your academics. The favor of God has been on your life, where even the school that you went to came back and offered you a job. This is just awesome, man. I'm really appreciative to that. I'm glad we got a chance to really talk, because when I see you on Sundays, it's just hi and we keep moving. But this is a great opportunity for us to really get a chance to talk. Tell us a little bit about Olympus Academy. That's normally in the second segment, but I want to just kind of jump into it a little bit, because I love how you kind of presenting it. Just tell me a little bit about Olympus.
So Olympus Academy is a school. It's an academic school and athletic school for young men from right now 8th grade to postgrad. So you can come in as young as 13, 14 in the 8th grade, and we offer for postgraduates kids who want to do like a gap year or a year after they graduate from high school. What makes Olympus different is most schools, you go to school from about 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. with just academics. And maybe you get to practice basketball for an hour and a half, 2 hours here and there with a coach who's that's their part-time job. Olympus Academy's focus is to make sure that we give you the proper tutelage in your basketball progress. Okay. So we want to make sure that we're not doing the typical, and there's nothing wrong with traditional high school or traditional school. It's just for some kids who really want to focus on sports, or sports, having focus on sports helps them in their academics. This gives them that kind of motivation. So our program is geared to make sure we still have the adequate hours for schooling, but we may have practices 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., school from 10 to 1. Okay. Then we have another set of lifting or shooting from 1:30 to 4. Okay. And then 4, you have a break, and then night session, we have academics. We get all of our academic hours in. All the kids are enrolled in online classes, but we do have proctors who help the kids. The online classes have actual teachers that they can see every day and have office hours with. And then we have 4 amazing coaches who live here in Wilmington with the kids, and make sure that they get up, make sure they clean their rooms, make sure they get the practice. They train with them one-on-one. They coach the team as well. So it's a holistic approach to getting kids from A to B, from what's their goal. And most kids who play basketball, their goal is to get to college, and if not to get to college for free, find a school that you can actually play at. Because again, basketball is the tool. That's what they're interested in. That's what they like. That's what motivates them. So if we can somehow use that tool to help them in other areas where they might be not as motivated, which is the academic portion, then it kind of pulls everything together.
Yeah, and I love that discipline piece of your program, because if you love this, but yet you're giving them the discipline, which I think probably will put them at advantage when they go on to college, because they would have already known how to live that life without mom saying, do this, do that. It's a part of their psyche at this point. You did say that they make sure they get up, do their chores, or make sure their room is clean. Yeah. So these students, make sure I'm understanding clearly, they live on a campus here, or they live.
Yeah, they live. We live in Wilmington. We used to. So a little background. Olympus started in South Jersey, in Penns Grove.
All right.
It was there from 2017 until 2023. Now, with bringing me onto Olympus, there was because of my basketball background and sports background, it was an excitement of how can we propel the program to greater heights.
Okay.
What do we need to do? The first thing me and my staff noticed was, in Penns Grove, the living situation in the school was a little outdated.
Okay.
And we just felt if you really want to offer and get the type of kids and students that you want, you have to upgrade the facilities and upgrade the overall presentation of your school.
Absolutely.
So, management and our administration, they did their research, they did their due diligence. They came, they found someone who had a connection with BPG in Wilmington.
Okay.
That's how we worked out where we train at with Titus Sports Training, which operates out of Chase Fieldhouse.
Okay.
Now, the way the dots connected, when guys involved, different things start bubbling.
Yeah.
Titus Sports Training then said, well, where are you guys gonna live? We don't know yet. Okay, well, let's see if we're connected with Chase Fieldhouse, which is owned by BPG. If BPG has all the properties.
Yeah.
Now BPG comes in and says, hey, they hear our vision. And like right now we only have basketball, but we plan to, by next year, have soccer.
Excellent.
Have baseball.
Excellent.
Just next year in 2024 fall. And then 2025, we want to add women's basketball and women's volleyball.
Excellent.
So BPG sees the vision, they saw the vision, and they're in agreement with the vision. So then they offered us some housing opportunities.
Wow.
So right here in Wilmington. So again, our coaches live on campus, the kids live here. First year kids is always a little tough when their parents drop them off because they're super protective, and we understand that we have their most precious cargo. They're entrusting us that we have kids from all over the world. They're entrusting us that we're leaving our son with you, and we know they're gonna be taken care of. So it's the biggest responsibility. I tell my staff, and we all know this, is the kids come first.
Yeah.
Everything is about the kids and the students. Everything we think about is about them. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, and then everything else falls after that. But yeah, we got Sunday room check day where the coaches, they go check the rooms, make sure that the room is clean, make sure they clean their common areas. They got their room and their bathroom clean. We just want to make sure that they're growing up to be good young men, because I tell them, when you get to college, there's no coaches.
Absolutely.
There's no parents.
Absolutely.
It's you.
Yeah.
And if you can't keep your room clean, my aunt always raised me and said, a person's room is indicative of their personality.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So if your room is in a mess and a clutter, your classes and your studies may be in a mess and a clutter. So if you could just take care of that first little step, maybe, the rest will be a little easier. So, but some of them, for those parents who may be watching, we still got to get on some of them kids. Some of them don't got it clean on Sunday. We got to go nudge them a little bit, but we got a great group though.
But this is the first year.
Yeah, first year.
And a lot of times people don't understand, it takes time to really, discipline is not just a decision, it's a process. So in order for the process to really come to fruition, it's going to take a little bit of time. But the process is in place for them to be able to be successful. That's what I think is important. You touched on so much until my head is spinning, like what questions should I grab out of this? But I was gonna, in fact, let's just go to the parents. And we're gonna take a quick commercial break in a second, but parents dropping their children off. But what fascinated me is where these children are from.
Oh, yes.
So before we go to the commercial break, can you just give us a little idea where these young people are from?
We have kids from Colombia. We have kids from Montreal, from Toronto. We have kids from Australia, New Zealand. Then we have kids from Boston, Massachusetts. We have kids from Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
We hopefully now the plan is we want to get some kids from Wilmington.
Absolutely.
We want to get some kids from Delaware, but we have kids from all over the world.
Yes.
And because they want the opportunity, the opportunity to play basketball and play at the next level and play in college. And, people will travel anywhere to get that opportunity and to get that chance. So, yeah, and the only reason why we have those kids is, again, our staff. Our staff I have a great staff, former coaches, former high school coaches, former college coaches, guys who have networked and made, different relationships throughout the world to where those decision makers in different countries, those coaches trust them. Because that's the only way you can get a player from Australia or from Toronto or from Montreal is if the coach who goes to recruit them is trusted by their support staff and their families. So my coaches have done a great job in their backgrounds, in their lives to gain that trust to where it's our first year. We changed locations 2 weeks before school and they just said, hey, like one of my assistant director, his name is Ralph. Ralph, if you're there, we trust it.
Yeah.
Womack, if you're there,
wow,
we trust it. So again, that's why the kids come first.
And for parents of children who are still in high school to trust their children away from them, period, is to speak to this program. And when we come back, we're going to talk about that, because some of the dynamics I want to talk about. But I just want, for those of you who are watching us, it's important that you understand that there are parents across the world. I mean, you have to be here on a Sunday. Like, for example, I'll see, like, one of the guys doesn't speak English well.
Yeah, Jola.
But I watch him talking to other people, trying to get an understanding of what I'm saying or what is happening, and it's just amazing. It's a great experience. But for the parents to trust you all to the level they do, it should not be an issue for Delawareans to say, look, we're right here in the state, we're right here in the city. We can send our children there because we can still see. But we got parents, you got a young brother from Australia, you got people from across this country, and they're here and they're feeling comfortable with your staff. I think this is great. We're gonna take a quick commercial break and we're gonna come right back.
Tune in at 8 a.m. every Sunday for our worship services. Join us at 9 a.m. on YouTube and Facebook Live by typing Zion Fair Baptist Church. We are Wilmington's most exciting church. Join us at 9 a.m. on Facebook Live every Sunday by typing Zion Fair Baptist Church.
That Jesus felt what you're feeling, but he did not sin. Am I in the word? Have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet he did not sin.
We are Wilmington's most exciting church.
Hi, I'm Stan Waterman, head men's basketball coach at Delaware State University. Enjoying the opportunity to be here today with Dr. Curry, having an opportunity to speak about our program down at Delaware State University. Again, we've asked for supporters. Come on out, support us financially, friend raising, come on out to games. We just need your support in the stands. However you can do it, get behind us. We are looking to do big things in 23-24. Thank you.
And we're back. Great conversation so far. I'm just intrigued with this Olympus Academy. Something new, something different, but certainly something relevant. And Jamaal, y'all are just flooring me with what you all offer. But I want to get a little bit into the life of these young people who are in your academy. Do they wash their own clothes?
100%. We have washers and dryers luckily, I call them spoiled because it's in their rooms.
Oh.
You know, like we used to, when we grew up, I didn't have a wash and dry in my room. I had to walk 2 blocks, 3 blocks
I'm with you.
with the bag, you know?
Yeah.
But they have it in their rooms, the washer and dryer, and, you know, so they wash their clothes often and they do it themselves.
Okay. Now, what about, do they cook themselves?
Well, what we do is we provide their meals Monday through Friday.
Okay.
On the weekends, they have to cook for themselves. In the beginning of the year, we were back and forth between catering and should we get them the food or should you just order food?
Yeah.
We only have 25 kids because it's the first year.
Okay.
So what we've done is we're split up in 2 different buildings, the Christiana, which is right on the water,
and
Crosby Hill.
Wow, y'all rich.
And we not rich. Trust me, we'll get to that later when I make my plea for help. But we make it work. But we split up the groups and our coaches actually prepared dinner and lunch for the kids inside the housing.
Now, are these men coaches or are these women coaches?
Men coaches. Men who cook.
Come on.
Men who cook.
All right.
Listen, we make real, I don't want to say not fake food, but we make real food. Like I was talking earlier, like yesterday we had baked chicken, rice, mixed vegetables.
Okay.
You know, we have pasta nights, we have taco nights.
Okay.
Once in a while, if we have a game, like tonight we have a game, so tonight we'll just get pizza.
Okay. Because
the game will finish at 7:30, and by the time we get everybody back, it'll be a little too late. But one thing about the parents, and we have a couple parents who are on top of us, is, you know, how can you properly prepare and play if you don't have the right fuel in your system?
Absolutely.
You know, for breakfast, we have like oatmeal, bagels, fruit, you know, things of that nature. So we also know, you know, if we're going to create this holistic experience, we can't just let them fend for themselves.
Absolutely.
They're not at the age yet where they understand what I should be eating or what I shouldn't be eating.
Okay.
So we try and help them as much as possible, but, you know, we get dirty. We put our sleeves up, and like I said, first year, my staff has been great. They have really stood up to the test of whatever needs to be done, whatever we're called to do to make the kids comfortable, to make the kids feel loved, to make the parents feel comfortable. They've done it.
Well, this is awesome. You know, and I'm so excited about what you all are doing. Now, I got to be honest with you. I am a helicopter parent, okay? I can't see my child being away from me. I would get on your last nerve. Do you have any parents like me on your group?
You don't get on our last nerve because we know what we signed up for.
Okay.
That's first and foremost.
Okay.
It's really an adjustment period. It's really understanding that you're gonna have, if you have 25 kids, you got 50 personalities. Okay. Hopefully, if each kid has 2 parents. Okay. You know, if they have 1, you know, you have less. But we understand every kid comes with a different personality and background. Some parents are just like, drop them off, especially the older guys. We're good. So my post-grads and my seniors, I really don't have to deal. Their parents know that they're good. They talk to their parents all the time. They know they're taken care of. They may call me for the occasional, has this game be rescheduled, or I want to see this game film, where's the link? Because we got kids from all over the world, so they can't come to the games.
Right.
But then I have some helicopter parents, especially my younger kids. And they don't get on my last nerve. It actually, I'm grateful for them. Because not only does it show that their kids have the support and the backing at home, which makes our jobs, I don't want to say easier, but it makes it a little more simple for them to get on the program of being disciplined. But they also give us good advice because we're not perfect. And I say this to every parent when they may find something that they think we can fix. And I say, I'm not above getting advice from you. You're a parent. I'm not a parent. You've been, some parents are older than me. You're experienced. You've seen some things that work with raising kids that can help me as I try to raise kids at this program. So we don't take offense to it. One parent has their kid's location on their phone. So they're telling me like, Jamaal, why is he here? And I'm like, we don't have practice today. Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure he wasn't being lazy. He's in his room. He's been in his room for 4 hours. I was like, yeah, they have off today. And so we get those kind of parents. But again, I appreciate it more than anything because double support. The more support we can get, we're going to be a better academy.
Excellent. Now, let's jump into, I'm going to come back to student life in a minute. I want to jump to the academic side of the house. You shared that they are in online classes, which is another great discipline for those, especially when we went through COVID, we found out it wasn't such a bad concept. How do they fare out? Now, just explain their online roster or class.
So I'll take a student A, for example. He's in a 10th grader. you get your transcripts and you upload them to the school. It's an accredited school. It's recognized by the NCAA online class. It's recognized by the NCAA, so the kids who take the classes, you're taking classes that you will be eligible when you want to go to college. Because everyone who does it, if you don't know, before you go to college, you have to go through something that's called the clearinghouse. That's right. Where you upload your transcript and the NCAA takes a look to make sure that you're eligible to play. Okay. It's not just graduating and getting a high school diploma. You have to go through that process. So all the schools, whether online or in person, they have to have accredited classes, and they have the core classes which the NCAA recognizes. So you can take other classes that you may be interested in, like, say for instance, like cooking, if you wanted to, or gym or something like that. But you have to take like your 4 maths, your 2 sciences, your English course. You have to take those courses just like any other kid.
And it's accredited.
Okay. So then it's a personalized schedule. So then kids have the opportunity to go through their curriculum if they want to by themselves, like just watching the teacher online and just going through the class and then doing their work on their own, set plan. Or if some kids need extra help, we have a couple students who need more time. So they have office hours with the teachers who are online, but in person. So it's not like you're just seeing a recording. Like they actually get to talk to their professor who teaches them history and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. What we've also done is and we plan to do more, is hire tutors. In-person tutors, because what we're learning, as I said, is a learning curve for us. Some kids need the in-person attention. The online attention may work for 95%, but we're not gonna leave the 5% in the cold. So Coach Ralph, he did a good job of finding a couple teachers in the area who are ready and willing to partner up with us next year, so we can have a base of in-person teachers to help assist with our students as well.
Excellent. I mean, this is really fascinating. So even though I'm gonna come back to the student life in a minute, but you have them being given a discipline, and Madeline Hunter, who is a education theorist, talks about holistic. Everything connects to everything. I think if we overdo over all of you all, it's the discipline. These are young people who want to go play basketball. They that's their interest. That's where they really want to be. But education is important. So you talked about their academics. They have to take what it takes to get into college and to get cleared through the
NCAA clearinghouse.
NCAA. Okay. So in understanding that, when you have a young person, you talked about tutors, but you're only really like 1.5 a year in so far here in Delaware. But when you have young people who are struggling, how would you know that they're struggling?
We check their classes. We
actually,
we have access to all their online portals. So this is not you do your work, we leave you alone. Like they have to actually, we have spaces where they meet for class time. And we get to see their syllabus. We get to see what percentage they're at. The online program shows you where your current grade is, if you're behind in terms of your progression. So it doesn't just leave it till you have 10 assignments. It's due June 11th. It actually shows you how many assignments you should be doing per week. To show you if you're on progress or if you're behind. So some students are ahead. Like we had a kid 3 weeks before the end of the fall semester in December. He was done. With A's. Like he was already done. Like he didn't have classes. He finished school and he's on track again now. He just wants to be ahead. So when we get to May and June, he just wants to be a gym rat. But he knows the only way he can be a gym rat is if he's ahead, because it's one of our kid David. He's from Montreal. He loves, if we don't have the gym open, he has a membership at the YMCA in Wilmington. That's how much he loves to play basketball. He'll call me at 7:00 in the morning, say, Coach, I just wanted to let you know for safety reasons, I'm walking to the Y. But he cannot do that unless he's ahead in his schoolwork. Because if he's just on pace or behind, no, you can't do anything extra. You only can do what our schedule permits. But if you're ahead of your work, you go to gym as many times as you want.
Look at the incentive. I mean, it's just, that's what they really love, is that basketball. But in order for you to continue to do what you love, you got to do what you got to do to survive. Excellent. I really want to, and make sure you hold me to this, I would like to bring in more of you and your staff. Maybe we do a talk around on another one of our sets, because I just think this is just awesome, especially when you talked about one of them, or not one of them, y'all cooking talking. I was just, it's almost like I would like to see the chaos.
Well, we could bring you to the house, and a parent said the same thing. She was like, I met with a parent, Louis' mother. She's one of our mothers who's very much involved, but great advice. She pushes us to see things that we don't even see. Right. That's gonna help us. And so when I told her, she said, "So Jamaal, I know we had the catering, but that's the kitchen closed for the caterer. So what are you gonna do with food?" And we're sitting just like how me and you sitting. I'm like, "Well, for the last 2 weeks, we've been cooking." And she was like, "Cooking?" She said, "You're gonna cook every day after everything you do?" I was like, "Yeah, we coaches, we get home 5 o'clock, we set up, we cook, we have dinner at 7. And I said, "The kids been doing it the last 2 weeks. Just ask them if they enjoyed the food." And she was like, "But you're not tired?" And I'm like, "It's what we have to do." Amen. That's just what we have to do. Yeah. And she couldn't believe it until she asked her son. He's like, "Yeah, the food actually got better when the coaches started cooking." Right. So, wow. Yeah, it's definitely controlled chaos, but it's a lot of fun. It's never a dull day. We never have a dull day, I'll tell you that.
And speaking of that, I do want to just tap into, when you have a passion for something, it's not about being tired. Mm-mm. And I think for those of you who are watching us today, I think that's really important. It's the passion that keeps them pushing and moving forward. People will criticize me and say, "You're doing too much." But when you love what you do, it's not too much. It's what you do. And I think that's just awesome. And your academy has just got me in awe right now. And I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I want to go back to student life for just a second. So the young people, they get a chance to go out into the community. Mm-hmm. Now, which I don't want to give out too much information, but the why, does he have to walk or does he get an Uber?
Well, the why is close enough for him to walk. It's maybe a 5-minute walk. I've seen it. I don't know Wilmington yet to point out streets. I'm
trying to see which one. Maybe it's Walnut Street then.
Yeah, I think it's on Walnut Street.
Okay, that's not too bad.
So he walks. It's like he's a fast walker. Like I told him he could go to the Olympics for speed walking because he times out his walks. He's faster than anybody. But he'll get there, go to the community. Our guys have just this past weekend, there was an 8th grade middle school tournament at Chasefield House. All my post grads, my older guys, they all volunteered and they worked the tournament for free. But just as a way to, get involved. And like I talked with you, as we move along and we get more adjusted, we really want to enamor ourselves in the Wilmington community. We don't want to feel like we're visitors using the space of Wilmington to play basketball. I got you. We want to become a part of the Wilmington community. So hopefully, as years grow, Wilmington is proud of Olympus. Yes. We are a representation of what Wilmington has to offer, because I'll be honest, I've been to Wilmington once before I came to the academy.
Well, when I first came, 27 years ago, I think I had been to Wilmington never.
I just drove through it in Virginia, and I stopped at a rest stop. I know the president was from Delaware. Asked about as much as I know. Okay. But as I started to walk around, and even I had an Uber driver who, the lady was so nice. She invited me to her birthday party.
Oh, wow.
Like she picked us up, because we don't have our vans yet. We're working on it to get it for next year. So when we have to take trips, we'll take an Uber if it's too cold or if it's raining instead of walking to the gym. And she maybe got us twice in a row. And she was like, "What are you guys doing?" And we talked to her about the academy. And she was like, "You know what? I know you guys are new. I have a birthday party in 3 weeks and my whole family's gonna be there. And I know you guys don't know anybody, but you should definitely come. It's gonna be a nice time." And that's just a representation of what has happened since we got here. Everyone's been open arms.
Yeah, well, that Uber driver could be trying to get your number too,
I don't think so. She's married. She got
but she's not trying to get your number.
She's not trying to get my number. I think she really just saw that, she's got us 3 days in a row and just heard me on the phone, working, and then asked, "What are you doing?" And that's been Wilmington. Like when I've met you, just the embrace that we got, I knew telling my guys, like, hey, this is a community that we should be a part of. They're opening, they're the same people like us, and we just felt the connection. So like I said, I'm happy. We're happy to be here. And we just hope to keep growing and grow with the community.
You will continue to grow, and I'm glad that you're investing to the level that you're investing. And I've, as I said to you when I first met you, whatever we can do to support you, we're going to try our best to make it happen, because we're about positive. Positive change is going to be very important. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come back. And when we come back, we're going to really talk about some of the needs that may be still out there pending that you may need some help with the community, because I hope that we can do all we can to help you jet off. I don't want you just to helicopter off, but I want you to be able to do very well. And these young people that you are responsible for, they matter to the community that we serve. And even if they're not from Delaware, they're still a part of the human race. We're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Join us at 9 a.m. on YouTube every Sunday by typing Zion Fair Baptist Church.
Oh my God, help me today. Which means every storm is a school. Every trial is a teacher. Every experience is an education. And every difficulty is development.
We are Wilmington's most exciting church.
Jason, let's go see your room.
That's not right. How was it? Is it good?
News all across the nation. Wilmington's latest headlines. Advocating for change in the community with Dr. C.T. Curry, Kobe Owens, and Shanae Darby. Tune in to The Source every Sunday at 5 p.m.
And we're back. Listen, this has been an excellent interview, and this is not going to be the last time that Jamaal and his folks are going to be on this show. While they are preparing and making things stronger, they're starting off with 25, I think you said, bro. Yeah. 25 young people now. But I guarantee you, this time next year, it's going to triple. Why? Because they are offering unique education. It's unique and distinct. And that is satisfying the need of young people, those who gotta focus on. It's like trade school. If your focus is culinary arts, you go to a school that has that, but you still gotta have the other things in order to make your education whole. This is different. And when we first talked, I'm like, this is different because very few people put the time in to athletics. But y'all are centrally focused on that with a quality education. That's important. Jamaal, I just want to now, there are several things, you're just starting up. You're about 5, 6, 7 months in here in Delaware. The Academy been around for a while, but here in Delaware, what are some of the needs you may feel y'all have now, or some community support you might need or whatever? I'll give you an opportunity to just talk to that.
Well, as every school who's just starting out, fundraising is a big portion. That's what has allowed us to actually be able to continue. The school, just history school, did well, but just like COVID affected so many businesses, the original Olympus in New Jersey, COVID really hurt, because if you're a school that operates off of the tuition of kids and COVID shuts down the school and it's basketball related and it's no basketball, the school was pretty much shut down during out the whole COVID year. So through private investments and private benefactors, we've been allowed to continue because all of this cost, living in the Christiana,
Amen.
Living in the BPG, practicing at Chase and traveling and playing games, uniforms, food, all that cost. So we've been blessed to have a couple of people, really give to start it off. But in order to continue and to raise the bar, we're gonna have to find, more partners in mission who champion our cause and see the influence and see the positive things that we're bringing to help us, move forward. So that's first and foremost. Things that I know we're going to need, like next year, we're gonna look into more tutors. more part-time tutors who have availability that can come in for maybe 3-4 hours a day and sit and work with kids in their schoolwork. We're fundraising for it, but I know next year we're gonna need 2 vans. So, that's something that we're gonna need in order to show and be available for more kids. Because as we talked about, it's 25 now. It could have been more, but we said no because we understand in order to grow it the right way and give attention to the students who are here, we can't just take 40. We don't have the resources now to have 40 kids. It will be too much for our first year moving to Wilmington. We need to learn the lay of the land, learn how things work. How long does it take to get there? How much does it cost to buy? So if we're going to hopefully move into 60, 70 kids with 2 other sports, we're gonna need transportation, to get them, back and forth from practices home into school. So, and then what you did for us yesterday, like that's just a part of the mission. Like we needed gym time. And, you were able to just say, hey, you guys need the gym, you got the gym, and that really helped us, prepare and have practice because we have our playoffs this week. So I think those are the 3 things we really, really focus on is fundraising to have capital to grow the school the right way, vans, and then also just, part-time staffing.
So you hear the needs. I hope that if you're out there, you're an investor. How does a person get in touch?
Last one, food.
Food.
Because we're cooking now.
All right.
It's only 25.
Okay.
We can do it now.
Okay.
When we get to 50 and 60.
Yeah.
If there's a group, if there's catering, if there's a organization that, listens and hears what we're doing and want to be a part of it and can set up and have some kind of service provided at a rate that's affordable for us to continue to operate at how we do, that is a big, I almost left the biggest one. Maybe I was saving that for the commercial, that's all, but that's the biggest one because these kids can eat.
Okay.
That's one for
I'm sure they're athletes, so they should.
They can eat.
But listen, for those of you who are watching, I don't want, you to bombard them with, because you can cook really well. You need to be able to have a licensed, certified person because they need somebody who can come in, set up. But if you're not certified, you won't be conscious of some of the legal things you must make sure happens. So if you're a catering company who you understand that you got some good eating young people and you know how to put a proposal together, that's what he's looking for. Because if that's the case in my church, we can give you 15 people who can cook for you all, but they don't have all the credentials in order to serve our young people the way they need to.
Well,
so
those 15 can cook for me.
Okay.
When I come to church on Sunday, I like to eat too.
But I do say, whatever, since that is one of the strong needs, if you are catering, and notice this now, we don't want to try to make $1 million off of somebody on the first round. Let's do what we can to support. If you got a proposal, how does a person get, what is your email? What is your, whatever phone number you use so people can call you? Because they're going to be calling probably. Well, and how do they do that?
My email is j.womack@olympussports.org.
Now spell that for us.
So j.womack at OLYMPOS sports, SPORTS.org.
Perfect.
That's my email. My number, which is my work number, is 718-483-0290. So those are the best ways to get in contact with me. If you're on social media, I'm Jamaal Womack, JAMAAL WOMACK on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And we are Olympus Academy on Instagram.
Okay. All right. So you're the singer, Womack, or are you?
We talked about, like, I'm not, when I was growing up, they used to be like, Womack like Bobby? And I used to say, yeah. Then when I got a little older, I did some research on Bobby Womack, and I said, nah, I'm not, he might have a couple people that's mad at him for some things back in the day. So I used to sing. I grew up in the choir. My aunt put me in the boys' choir for Harlem, put me in the choir in church. So singing is a big part of my life growing up.
Okay, good. You made a comment about you all had a need and you asked these Iron Fair if you can use the gym. The purpose for the gym, honestly, we built it, was to be a blessing to the community. You are a part of our community. So that's little compared to what I hope we can do together in the future. Because I see those young brothers every Sunday almost. Now, it was funny because I think it was Ralph I talked to I don't know who called, but I talked to somebody and I said, are y'all coming back anymore? He said, yes, they've been away. Y'all went away for the Christmas break.
For Christmas break, yeah.
So I kind of felt like they abandoned me.
No, everybody went home. We only had one kid. One
Oh.
kid was left over. All the coaches, I think Ralph stayed as well because, like I said, my staff, they do whatever is needed.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure Ralph would have wanted to go visit some family, but we had a kid from out of the country who couldn't get home.
Right.
And, you know, Ralph just, you know, he sacrificed himself because I was already planned to be away out the country.
Yeah.
Other coaches already plans. And, you know, that just says a lot. And that's why we do what we do. And he stayed with the kid throughout the whole break to make sure the kid was not alone during Christmas.
That's
and New
awesome,
Year's.
man. That's just awesome.
But yeah, everyone was gone.
Yeah, because I was starting to feel bad. I was like, oh, they don't left me. We know we had a great several months because y'all were these young people come to church and I really appreciate
And they ask us too.
Okay.
I mean, I'm being honest. It's I've had kids in my building at Crosby and Ralph has had them where, you know, I may hear Ralph and say, hey, we going to church? Because you don't want to, you know, in this time and world with kids, you don't want to, I don't want to say force, because force is a strong word. You don't want to come off like, if you don't come to church, it's going to affect your playing time or how I view you as a coach.
And that's illegal.
That's illegal and you can't do that. So we brought them to church and then we just let the kids come back to us and they came back to us like, are we going to church on Sunday?
Yeah. Well, but now I'm going to tell you what was really funny was on Tuesday night, okay, they canceled the rehearsals here at our church. And I came out of my study, getting ready to go home. We were interviewing a drummer. And I saw this whole team sitting in our sanctuary. I'm like, are they confused? Is it the wrong day? They thought it was Sunday. And then I saw Ralph, he was on the phone. And I was like, are y'all trying to find a gym? And then he's like, no, we good. And I saw you stand up when I was going to go to the front.
Yeah, we finished practice and we waiting for the cars to come pick them up and someone from your staff. But again, they saw us. We were going to wait outside because we just didn't know if there was something going on, like if there was a event. And they opened the door and said, no, come sit in the sanctuary, just be quiet because there's rehearsals going on. Yeah. But the kids got there. And you see one of them go like this, and then you see three of them go like that, and they start jumping. So yeah, they enjoyed the little performance they got before you went home.
Yeah, that was just the organist and our new drummer. But Jamaal, I want to make sure we end this segment right. You all have done a phenomenal job in your opening with this young people. Where do you want to see this go?
That's a loaded question, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, this started as a vision through Todd Beeman, and Jamal Emmons. Those are guys who kind of started Olympus, right? They started it with the idea of everything we're talking about. Mm-hmm. When they came to me in April with the opportunity to be the director, at first I just thought I'm just gonna coach basketball. That's all. I wasn't even hired as a director. I was hired as the head men's basketball coach. Mm-hmm. As they met with me and started to understand how I think and how everything ties together, like my holistic approach of, my background, like just residence life, that's caring about the kids. Oh, yeah. Coaching as assistant coach, that's caring about the basketball portion. Athletic director, caring about the program. They realized that you can offer more to Olympus than just coaching. We want you to be the director. First thing I did with Ralph, because I know Coach Ralph had history in working in prep schools. He's coached in prep schools, he's coached in college, and he's recruited internationally. And as we met and we started to kind of like talk about our network and what we can do, we realized there's no reason why we can't have a school that competes against the IMG academies and the Mount Verde academies, which, if you don't know, are the perennial powerhouses in preparatory basketball. And they have they started small like us, and IMG is in Florida with maybe 500 kids in IMG. They have their own campus. It's like a college campus. Wow. Mount Verde, the same thing, but it started small. Absolutely. With the vision of what we're doing. So I think Olympus, especially in Wilmington now, before when we were in Penns Grove, and this is no disrespect to the Penns Grove community in New Jersey, it was not feasible to grow the school to a bigger and higher level. You could have still run an operation right there, but with the resources and what's available in the space and the community in Wilmington, there's no reason why this school can't become a powerhouse prep school.
Okay.
Everything you need is in Wilmington.
Wow.
The space is in Wilmington, the housing is in Wilmington, the people are in Wilmington, and the basketball surrounds Wilmington. You know, Baltimore's an hour and a half away. Virginia's a couple hours away. New York is 2 hours away. Pennsylvania is 45 minutes away or 30 minutes. Philadelphia is 25, 30 minutes. Like, there's so many hubs of that. And then right in Delaware, you got basketball players. So we can reach our arms to all of those areas, and parents can still see their kids.
Right.
We know we have something that we can work with. So that's our goal. We want to blow this thing up, but we want to blow it up the right way.
I like that.
We want to take steps, and we want to eventually get there within 3 to 5 years.
Okay. Well, you know, and I see it happening. I see you doing great things. As I often encourage my younger brothers and sisters, don't get wearied in well doing, because just as you have been able to take off and doing very well, there will be some dark moments. And it's in those dark moments you need to celebrate the strength, the ability that you have been able to possess while you were going up. Because it's only at the top you're going to have jealousy and other things that may try to hit you, but y'all about good work. I mean, and I can't wait to bring some of your other staff on, because I'm going to try to keep y'all in front of the people, because we can see you grow together. We can all grow together. I think that's going to be great. We're going to give you the last opportunity to share with our community anything you want to share. And before I ask you that, how do I become a member of, not a member, but how do I get accepted into Olympus Academy?
So on our website at olympusacademy.org, theolympusacademy.org, it's under construction, but there is a tab for applications.
Okay.
We will be updating it on our Instagram and our website, so you get to see the new spaces, get to see Wilmington, get to see the Chase what we're using now, and then there's an inquiry where you can inquire, and you get an email from our assistant director who handles the admissions and handles pretty much the administrative work, Tanner, and he'll send you all the information, and then you just apply. And when you apply, the application process comes to myself, it comes to Ralph, it comes to Tanner. We are the three who sit down and look over and make the decision on whether we accept or don't accept. But we've accepted more.
Okay,
we're willing to work with anyone, and I don't say that because of out of desperation. I say that that's our calling. That's what we do.
And
that's
your background.
Yeah, that's what this academy is about.
Absolutely.
We're not going to say no to anyone with reason. As long as you're able and willing to give us everything you've got, both on and off the court, we will work with you.
Is this proprietary, or how do one? Is this private? I mean, how do I pay for this?
It's private, but we have financial aid. So
okay, thank you.
Through benefactors, we allow kids, I would say 70% of the kids right now, or at least this year, because of the first year, on half scholarships.
Okay.
And that's through private and benefactors who
Okay.
want to see kids do and want to see the program grow. As we grow, hopefully those numbers change, because with more paying students at full price, there's more opportunity to take some of those kids who cannot afford to come to school here.
Okay.
Because that's the biggest thing. We want to be able to offer 10 to 15 scholarships, full scholarships every year for underprivileged kids to have this kind of opportunity.
Excellent, man. That's just excellent. I wanted to make sure I got that in because I want the people to see that. I'm going to give you an opportunity to share with our community anything you want to share at this time.
Okay, am I looking here? I'm looking. Wilmington, thank you for accepting us. Thank you for welcoming us with open arms. Olympus Academy, my staff, my students, we're excited. We're happy to be here. All I say is just become a part of what we're doing. Whether it's talking to your kids if they love to play basketball, your family members who have kids who want to play basketball, maybe your neighbor who you see shooting in the driveway who may want to have a chance to play college basketball. Let them know that there is an academy right here in Wilmington that will focus on not only their academics, but focus on their athletic journeys, but also their personal journeys. We're not just an academy for sports, we're an academy for young men, and we want to raise young men in the right way. And we want to do that with your support. Whether it's community service events where if you can use 25 young men and 4 coaches to help you in any way that's gonna help someone else, help the community, help the homeless, whatever the needs be, don't be afraid to reach out to me. Don't be afraid to reach out to Olympus. That's what we're here for, and that's what we're about. So again, thank you for welcoming us to the community. We're excited. We hope, and I didn't tell Pastor this yet, but we want to play some games here at the church because we want to get people going. We want you to come and be a part of what we're doing. We want you to believe that Olympus is Wilmington School. You know, it's not just an academy that came from Jersey. We want to be a part of your community. So thank you, and I hope to see you guys soon.
Bless you. Well, look, this has been wonderful. We're going to take a quick commercial break in a second, but I do say this, I forgot, it is all male.
Yes, all male for now.
Yeah, for now. Right now. Right now. And let me also give you a little challenge here because we got some young brothers in our church who are forming a basketball team. So we may give you an opportunity to play a team. We just kind of figure out the coaching stuff of it, but we're going to make that happen. I love having fun. Church should be more than just showing up on Sunday. It should be about the community.
Well, I forgot to say, and I would be remiss to say this. Growing up, I was a member of Joy Fellowship Church in the Bronx, New York. Okay. That was my church I was raised in. And the way they got back to the community, the pastor, he built a full court in his backyard. It was 2 parking lots. So it was 2 buildings and he had 2 parking lots and he built a half court and a half court and it was a full court. And he called it the back of Byron's because that was his name, Byron Brenneman.
Yeah.
He and one of the things he said was, if you come to church as a kid, you can play on the court for the week.
Okay.
So you had to come to church Sunday.
Okay.
And that gave you access for the whole week to play basketball.
Yeah.
When I say it was maybe 60, 70 kids from the Bronx in church.
Yeah.
And when I tell you the lives that backyard saved,
right?
Because I've seen so many of my friends not make it here. You know, so many of my friends from the Bronx are not here anymore. But the guys who went to church, all of them are still here.
There you go.
The guys, and I'm not trying to say like,
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like the guys who stayed in church after the basketball. Once they got 18, 19, and there was no more, I need to go to this gym to play or this court. They stayed a part of the church and they stayed active and pot, and those guys are still here. So that opportunity, I don't even know if Byron knew he was doing that. Maybe he did because I was younger. I just thought it was basketball. It saved lives. And that's kind of like what we're doing here as well. Like we know we're gonna save lives with this thing called basketball because it's gonna make kids have something to do rather than just be in the street.
Gotcha. And you're an example of it. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Marcus Henry, and I'm running for Newcastle County Executive. I spent over 20 years working in state and local government trying to bring the good programs and services you deserve here in Newcastle County. Please support my campaign. Please look us up at marcushenryde.com for further information. I look forward to meeting you all over the next year, and I look forward to your support. Thank you.
And we're back. Great show. And listen, let's take serious. I am intrigued. I at first I was suspect because I'm like, athletics? But think about this. A great portion of our community very much interested in athletics. Basketball, our young black brothers who are dying on the street every day. What they're doing is shifting the atmosphere, shifting the whole paradigm. I am interested in seeing how this is going to turn out because I know it looks good, their organization, their structure, it all smells success. I want you to give Brother Jamaal and his team a call. Find out more about them. And if you're one of those investors out there who you really want to help them and you want to make sure your name is tagged to the success they're about to endure, you're going to have to give him a call. I think that this is going to be something amazing. I'm going to do everything in my power as pastor because I'm big with the community, and Jamaal has a experience that almost like mine. We who have come from several low places in our lives, we tend to excel high and help others as we continue to climb. So I hope that you heard the show today. I hope you will invest in or have young people, your sons, your nephews, your grandchildren. This could be a way to help them even form discipline. We must support this. I hope you enjoyed the show today. This is Pastor Curry. Till the next time, God bless you real good.
Thank you for watching this episode of Coffee with Curry. Tune in next week, Sunday at 11 a.m.